So the only thing that we're missing now in terms of the NIL conversation is what are the prices? You go to Walmart, you're trying to buy something. You need to know how much it costs. What do? You look at the price tag. We don't necessarily have price tags on players at current schools who are looking to go elsewhere, who are making the transition from high school to college, JUCO to college, etc. We can't pick up a player and go find that pole in Walmart that's got the little thing, that's missing when the item's missing a price tag, and you just hold it under there and you scan it and it tells you exactly how much it costs. It'd be great if we could do that with wide receivers. But today, Matt Rule gave us some price tag info. This is more straightforward than I can remember any other coach being. Off the record, sure. On the record, nope. Matt Rule, quote, a good quarterback in the quarter costs $1 million, $1.5 million, $2 million.
Sounds about right. Certain ones that are in it anyway. Especially if you can get two SEC teams that are desperate against each other. Yeah, that sounds about right.
I mean, it's a really good time to be a college football player.
It is. Well, I know, and, we talk about this a lot, and you're never going to change anybody's mind. I really just can't sit here and watch Texas A&M pay $77 million to one guy to not coach their team anymore and feel outraged when KJ Jefferson wants $1 million to go to South Carolina. I just threw that out there.
I have zero outrage. None.
Yeah.
But my fascination with the business of sports and numbers. I thought it was wildly refreshing that Matt Rule was like, hey, you want a good quarterback out of the portal? $1 million. Maybe 1.5, $2 billion.
You know how much easier it would be to stomach if that was public information? Because that the difference between college and pros make more, but everybody knows what they're making. Yeah, forget the salary cap for a second. There's just knowledge. I mean, Derek Carr had an awful press conference today. I mean, arrogant and dismissive, and he was awful. And guess what? You know exactly how many millions of dollars the Saints are paying him to have that kind of attitude in a press conference today. It changes the way you receive him, right? At least it did me. It just, dude, you're way overpaid to be acting like this, to be as bad as you are in the red zone. It's easier to stomach as a fan knowing exactly what every player costs. I think there's something to that. If people just knew. And part of the issue is that it's the fans that are paying the salaries, not the schools that are negotiating these multi-million-dollar buyouts that they're paying 2 years later because they made a bad decision. If the schools had to cover these costs, then people would have less of an issue. When the SEC's writing you a $50 million check every year, and you're paying the quarterback $1 million, that's fine. But you're paying your coach a $77 million buyout. If you're a Texas A&M booster today, that helped pay that buyout. And then you got Mike Elko that's going to come to you and say, hey, Grayson McCall just hit the portal. And let me tell you, man, he's a great player, experienced player. He can come here and win games for us. I need $700,000. No, would be my response.
Oh, I disagree. It might be yours, might be mine, but I disagree with that booster because, well, two reasons. First of all, we didn't spend $77 million to get out of that last situation so we could get into a worse spot with the new guy. So, yeah, what does it cost? All right, let's do it. That's number one. Number two, and Ross Bjork, to his credit, pointed this out. He said, we're not asking our donors to pay for the buyout. It's budgeted. The 12th Man Foundation is going to make the upfront payments, and then the athletics department, through its budget, is going to assume the annual payments of $7 million a year through 2031. And they'll probably do that once or twice, and then they'll be like, hey, there's $42 million left on this over the next 6 years at $7 million per. We'll write you a check for $25 million to go away. Or whatever the number is.
But don't you? I mean, I sympathize with fans that are like, why are we having to pay for this? The schools are making bad financial decisions, and then we're the ones that have to buy the players to get them out of the bad decisions. That part of it I sympathize with, and I understand. The fans get the raw end of the deal. I mean, yeah, use a local example. I'm not taking a shot at him. I understand why he gets this salary. He earned it this year. But Lane Kiffin's making $9 million. And, Johnny, who's driving home from work right now at the accounting firm that grinded all day long, and he's got 2 kids at home that he's got to take care of and feed and clothe and all that. And he's going to, their house is chaos, right? He gets home and there's just stuff everywhere, and they put the kids to bed and they clean up, and he sits down and he checks his email, and he's got an email from the collective, give us more money. That sucks that is the system in place.
Yeah. And I guess I should clear up, right? Okay, so, Borky, you were saying donor is asked to make – that 12th Man Foundation is money that has been donated to the school. So maybe I'm going potato. I guess I was just making the point that it's not new money. They're not going out and saying, Michael Borky, oil man millionaire, hey, we need you to cut us a check for $500,000 to go toward this buyout. It's not usually
right.
So they have money in reserves that they're paying 18, 19 million now, another 19 million in 6 months, and then they do the whatever. So that is donated money, to your point. It's not new donated money.
Yeah. But the fans being upset at the situation, I think they're directing it at the wrong people. They're getting mad at the players. If you were in their situation, you would do the exact same thing. Get mad at the people that created the system that allowed annual free agency, capless finances, and paying one guy $77 million to go away. Blame those people. Don't blame, and again, I'm just using this as an example. I have no idea what he's doing, but don't blame KJ Jefferson if he transfers to South Carolina and gets money to do so. That's not his fault. You would do the same thing. Get mad at the people that allowed it.
Yeah, hey, Dad, I was talking to somebody last night about this at the basketball game, and we're like, man, what a crazy system we're in right now. Good for the players, good for them. It's working well, but it doesn't feel like it's sustainable, at least not forever. And I was like, yeah, and we're here because the NCAA buried its head in the sand for so long, saying they will not get anything. And then they're like, fine, you can have everything. Whereas if it had been incremental along the way, they had allowed for some as opposed to just, there are no rules. I don't think we would be here.
No, probably not. Probably not.
We are.
But that's where we are. And it feels like it's a simple fix. It feels like it's just, hey, if you can combine the Bulldog Club and the Bulldog Initiative, if you can combine the Loyalty Foundation and the Grove Collective, so you're donating all your money and it's going, and let the university figure out how it's going to get doled out. That seems like a very easy fix. And then you get, you can go back to get, if you're donating to the Grove Collective, you can get a sweatshirt or maybe some cool memorabilia, but you can't get season ticket perks with that. They got to figure out a way to make that easier for people. Which is what they're not doing in Congress right now. They're trying to figure out ways to kill this when saying that the game is in danger, but in reality, the game is healthier than it's ever been, and the TV ratings, which just came in today, kind of prove that.
Massive again.
Yeah, the whole this is going to kill college football continues to not really be accurate. We are in the